I find the first clue on a Sunday, the kind of Sunday our whole life is built on. Late morning, coffee gone lukewarm, the kids upstairs pretending they're not teenagers who sleep till noon. My friend group chat is blowing up about smoke times and sauce options like it's the Super Bowl. I'm in the laundry room because I'm the kind of guy who can't relax if the house is out of order. It's not noble, it's just how my brain works. I pull a hoodie out of the dryer, my wife's favorite one of mine, and something hard clinks against the metal drum. I freeze. You don't freeze over a coin. You don't freeze over a button. You freeze over something that doesn't belong. I reach in and grab it, a leather key fob, black, smooth, expensive in a quiet way. A hotel tag is attached to it, the thick kind you only get at nicer places. There's a logo on it, the Ashford. That's a downtown hotel, not the big chain by the interstate. The Ashford is where people go when they want to feel important or invisible. On the back, in silver letters, are initials. JP. I just stand there holding it like the thing might explain itself if I stare long enough. My wife Erin doesn't stay at downtown hotels. Erin is a carpool and meal prep kind of woman. Erin is the one who packs our daughter's soccer bag the night before and still has time to remind our son to floss. Erin doesn't do the Ashford. Unless she does. I try to do the polite thing my brain always does at first. Maybe it fell out of someone else's pocket somewhere. Maybe it belongs to a friend who came over. Except we haven't had anyone over since last weekend and nobody's been in our bedroom. And even if it did belong to someone else, how did it get in my dryer, tangled up with Erin's workout leggings and my hoodie? I hear her in the kitchen. Plates. A cabinet closing. The soft sound of her humming, that humming used to mean peace. Now it feels like someone whistling in a dark hallway. I walk into the kitchen holding the fob behind my back like a kid hiding a slingshot. Erin turns and smiles. She's 38 and still has that easy kind of beauty people assume means her life is easy too. Hair pulled up, no makeup. A t-shirt with a paint smear on the shoulder from the guest room we've been meaning to redo for 3 years. Hey, she says. You gonna start the grill in a bit? Yeah, I say, and my voice sounds normal. That scares me. Where'd you go Friday afternoon? Erin blinks, not slow, not confused, just a quick recalibration. Target, she says. Why? Just curious, I tell her. She studies me for half a second, then shrugs like it's nothing. Why are you looking at me like that? I pull the key fob from behind my back and set it on the counter between us. Erin's eyes drop to it. There's a pause that's maybe a second long, but in marriage, a second can be a confession. What's that? She asks. I found it in the dryer, I say. Her mouth opens like she's about to laugh, then closes again. That's weird, she says, too quick. Yeah, I reply, it is. Erin reaches for it, picks it up, turns it over, squints at the initials like she's reading a menu. I don't know, she says. Maybe it's from the hotel basket fundraiser thing. Like those charity raffles? We didn't go to anything Friday, I say. Her fingers tighten, just a little. Then she sets it back down and smiles, not her real smile. The one she uses at school meetings when another mom is being passive-aggressive. Bob, she says, light and sweet, why are you interrogating me over a keychain? Interrogating. That word drops into the kitchen like a fork-hitting tile. I'm 39. I'm an editor at a local newspaper. I spend my days untangling people's lies into sentences that can be proven. I know what it sounds like when someone tries to make the question feel like the crime. I'm not interrogating you, I say, and I hate that my chest is tight. I'm asking because it's not ours. Erin folds her arms. I have no idea, she says, and now she's annoyed. Maybe one of the kids dragged it in. Our son Mason is 16. Our daughter Ava is 13. If either of them dragged home an Ashford hotel key fob, it would be because they were filming a prank for TikTok, not because they had some secret downtown life. I'll ask them, Erin says too quickly. She grabs a sponge and starts wiping the counter like she's scrubbing away the conversation. I stand there watching her hands move fast, and I realize something heavy in my stomach. If it was truly nothing, she would have laughed. She would have said, "Oh my God, that's from so-and-so," or "That's from my work meeting," anything with a real detail. Instead, she went straight to defense. And my life, my solid, ordinary life, suddenly feels like a table with one leg shaved down. It still stands, but it wobbles. That afternoon, I do the barbecue anyway, because I'm an expert in pretending. My friends come over with beer and meat and jokes. Aaron is bright and charming, and the perfect host. Mason stays upstairs until his buddies arrive. Then suddenly he exists. Ava helps for 5 minutes, then rolls her eyes and disappears because 13-year-olds are allergic to family enthusiasm. My buddy Tyler tells a story about his boss getting stuck in a porta potty at a job site. Everyone laughs. Aaron laughs too, and for a second it looks like our normal life, but every time Aaron checks her phone, my eyes follow. She turns the screen away from me without meaning to, or maybe she means to. Later, when everyone's gone and the house smells like smoke and sauce, I stand by the sink rinsing plates. Erin leans against the counter. "You were quiet today," she says. "I'm tired," I reply. "You always say that," she says, and her voice is too calm. "Are you mad about the key thing?" "I'm not mad," I say. "I'm confused." Erin exhales like I'm exhausting her. "It's nothing, Bob. You're making it a thing." That's the worst part, not the denial. The way she says it, like my concern is the problem. I want to push. I want to demand a straight answer. I'm impulsive. I've always been. Aaron used to joke I was a man who could start an argument with a stop sign. But I also know this. If I push too hard, she'll turn this into a fight. And fights are easy to blame. Fights make it simpler to justify leaving. So I swallow it. "Okay," I say, and I hate myself a little for how small it sounds. Erin's shoulders loosen like she won. She kisses my cheek and goes upstairs. I stand at the sink staring at the key fob on the counter like it's a tiny black door. That night, Erin falls asleep fast. She always has. She can flip a switch like her brain doesn't carry weight. I can't. I lie awake and listen to her breathing. 20 years is a long time. We started dating in high school. We got married young because we were sure, because we were in love, because we thought certainty was a permanent thing. We built a whole life on that, and now I'm lying next to her with a hotel key fob under my pillow like it's proof my life might not be what I think it is. Monday comes, and life pretends nothing happened. I go to the office. Small newsroom, old coffee, a printer that makes noises like it's dying dramatically. I edit articles about city council zoning and a dog rescue fundraiser and a feature about a teacher who won an award. The kind of stories that keep a town feeling like itself. Every once in a while my phone buzzes. Erin texting me things like, "Did you pay the water bill? Pick up milk, love you." And it hits me in a strange way, because if she's lying to me about something big, she's still remembering milk. That makes it feel more real, not less. That night, Erin says she's meeting a friend after work. "Who?" I ask, trying to sound casual. "Jen," she says. Jen is a real person. I know Jen. Erin and Jen have been friends since before we had kids. "Where?" I ask. Erin looks at me, and her eyes have that quick warning in them. "Just dinner," she says. "Okay," I say, and I don't ask where. She leaves at 6. At 7:30, I text her. Everything good? No response. At 8:15, I hear her car pull in. She walks in, smelling like perfume she doesn't wear often. Her cheeks are a little flushed. Not drunk, not guilty looking. Energized. "How was Jen?" I ask. Erin pauses. "Fine," she says. "We just talked." "What'd you eat?" I ask. Her eyes narrow. "Why are you asking me like this?" There it is again, that tone, like I'm the one doing something wrong. "I'm not," I say, and my voice comes out sharper than I mean. "I'm just making conversation." Erin watches me for a moment, then relaxes like she's decided it's safe. "Salad," she says. I nod, but I know Erin. Erin doesn't leave dinner energized from salad. That week, the errands start. She runs to the store for one thing and comes back an hour later with 2 small bags. She takes a walk and comes back with her hair too neat for walking. She helps Jen with something and won't say what. It's not dramatic, it's subtle, it's adrift. And it makes me feel like I'm standing in my own house while the floor slides. On Thursday, I find the second thing. Not in the dryer this time, in the passenger seat of Erin's car. I only see it because I'm grabbing the garage door opener she left in there. The receipt is crumpled, shoved between the seat and the console like she tried to hide it without thinking. I unfold it and my stomach drops. The Ashford. Parking. 3 hours. A date. Friday. The same Friday she said she went to Target. My mouth goes dry. This is the moment where a person with better emotional control would put it back and wait. Think. Plan. I'm impulsive and my heart starts hammering like it wants to punch through my ribs and go ask Erin directly. But I don't, not because I'm noble, because I suddenly understand something. If I confront her right now, she'll lie. She'll cry, she'll get angry, she'll turn it into my fault, and I won't know the full truth. I'll only know the version she's willing to hand me. So instead, I do what I'm good at. I investigate, not with spy gadgets or movie stuff, with patience, with attention, with the quiet obsession that comes when you realize your whole life might be a story someone else is writing. The next day, I leave work early. I park down the street from our house, far enough that if anyone sees my car, they won't think anything of it. Erin's car pulls out at 3:40. She said she was going to pick up Ava from practice. Practice is at 4:30. Erin drives the other direction. My hands grip the steering wheel so hard my knuckles ache. I follow at a distance the way you see people do in movies and always think, that's insane. It feels insane. She turns onto the highway. She exits downtown. She pulls into the Ashford parking garage like she's done it before. I park across the street in a cheaper lot and sit there breathing through my nose like I'm trying not to explode. Erin steps out of her car and walks toward the hotel entrance. She's wearing jeans and a blouse she almost never wears. Her hair is down, styled, earrings. Not Target Erin's. A man is waiting by the entrance, tall, broad shoulders, tucked-in shirt that fits like he knows what he's doing, dark hair, trimmed beard. That kind of confident posture that makes men like me want to either punch him or ask him for tips. He smiles when he sees Erin. Erin smiles back, and then he kisses her. Not a friendly kiss. Not a hello cheek kiss. A kiss that says, I own this moment. My whole body goes hot, my stomach flips, my hands shake on the steering wheel. I want to get out and walk up to them and do something stupid, something loud, something that would make it easier for Erin to claim I'm the unstable one. So I stay in the car. Because my children are at home thinking their parents are normal, because I don't want to hand Erin a clean excuse. I watch them disappear into the hotel. And I sit there for 2 hours feeling like someone scooped my insides out and left me upright. At 6:15, Erin comes out. The man walks beside her. He says something that makes her laugh, really laugh, the laugh she used to give me when we were younger, before the kids, before bills, before routine. He kisses her again, slower this time, like he's not afraid of being seen. Then he walks away toward a black pickup truck. Erin stands there for a second watching him leave, and her expression is satisfied, like she's full, like she got what she came for. She gets in her car and drives back toward the suburbs. I follow her home with a storm in my chest. When I walk in the door, Mason is in the kitchen making ramen like it's the only food in the world. Hey, Dad, he says, Mom picked up Ava. They'll be back. Okay, I say, and my voice sounds wrong even to me. Mason glances up, squints. You good? Yeah, I lie. He nods like he accepts it, but he doesn't. Teenagers know when adults are lying. They just don't always know what to do with it. That night, Erin comes home cheerful. She's humming like she did before I found the key fob. Practice was great, she says. Ava's coach says she's improving. Ava rolls her eyes and goes upstairs. Mason watches Erin like he's noticing something too, but he doesn't say it. We eat dinner like we're actors, and all I can see is Erin's mouth on another man's. All I can hear is her laugh downtown. When the kids are in bed, Erin sits beside me on the couch and rests her head on my shoulder. It's the move she uses when she wants to calm the air. It used to work every time. Now it feels like a costume. "You've been distant," she says. "I've been busy," I say. Erin shifts slightly. "Is this about anything?" It's almost funny. She knows. She's just waiting to see if I'll say it. I turn my head and look at her. "How long?" I ask. Erin freezes. "What?" "How long have you been going downtown?" My voice is calm, and that's the part that makes her nervous. Erin sits up. "Bob." "Don't," I say quietly. "Don't act confused." Her eyes flash. "Are you following me?" There it is. Not apology. Not, "I'm sorry." Anger at the fact that I know. "I saw you," I say. Erin's face goes pale, then hard. "You saw what?" "You kissed him," I say. Her mouth opens and closes. Then she exhales and her shoulders drop. Like she's been carrying a secret and is relieved to put it down. "Yes," she says. One word. Yes. The room goes quiet. My hands curl into fists so tight my nails bite my skin. "Who is he?" I ask. Erin looks away. "It doesn't matter." "It matters," I say. She swallows. "His name is Grant. Grant Miller." Grant. A normal name for a man who just punched a hole in my life. "How long?" I ask again. Her voice gets smaller. 3 months. 3 months of lies in our kitchen. 3 months of her kissing my cheek after kissing him. "Why?" I ask, and my voice cracks on that one, because I hate that I need the answer. Erin looks at me, and I see something I haven't seen in a long time. Not love. Restlessness. "I don't know," she says, then shakes her head like she's correcting herself. "I do know. I didn't feel seen." Seen. I almost laugh, but it comes out like a breath. "I see you," I say. "I've seen you for 20 years. Her eyes fill, but her voice sharpens. "Yeah, you see me like furniture, like part of the house. Like I'll always be there." That lands like a slap. I sit there trying to hold myself together. "What is he?" I ask. "Some kind of hero?" Erin hesitates. Then she whispers, "He makes me feel alive." Alive. Like I've been killing her by being steady. "Are you leaving?" I ask. She inhales. I don't know." But I can hear the lie. Because she does know. She just wants to keep the option open where she gets both. "What about the kids?" I ask. Erin flinches. "Of course I love the kids," she says, like that's enough. "Do they know?" I ask. "No, God, no," she says. "Good," I reply, colder than I mean. "Because if you're going to blow up my marriage, you don't get to blow up their childhood, too." Her face hardens. "You're acting like I'm a monster." "You're acting like this is a phase," I say. "It's not. It's a choice." Erin stands abruptly like she wants momentum. "I can't do this right now," she says. "I need air." And before I can stop her, she grabs her keys and leaves. My wife storms out of our house like I'm the one who betrayed her. I sit on the couch staring at the blank TV, and the part of me that always fixes, always manages, always holds the family together starts to crack. Because I don't know what to fix. I don't even know who my wife is anymore. The next day, Erin comes home acting like she didn't leave. She makes breakfast, packs lunches, talks to Ava about a history project. Mason watches her with narrowed eyes like he senses the shift. I try to act normal. I fail. That evening I tell Erin we need to talk again. She looks tired, annoyed. "What else is there to say?" she asks. "I want you to stop," I say. Simple. Erin laughs once, sharp. "Stop," she repeats, like it's that easy. "It is," I say. "You choose your family or you don't." Her eyes flash. "You're giving me ultimatums." "I'm giving you reality," I say. She stares at me for a long moment. Then, very quietly, she says, "I don't think you're the person I want anymore." That sentence doesn't hit like a punch. It hits like a door closing. I nod because I don't trust myself to speak. Erin walks upstairs. And I sit there realizing something awful. I'm not competing with Grant. I'm competing with a version of Erin's life where she doesn't have to feel the weight of routine. Routine is what built everything we have. The next week becomes a blur of pretending and pain. Erin keeps seeing him. I know because I see the excuses, the timing, the way she glows after. I don't follow again. Once was enough to confirm. Now I'm just waiting for the next shoe to drop. Mason asks me one night, "Are you and Mom fighting?" I swallow. No, just adult stuff. Ava looks up from her phone. Adult stuff is always code for divorce. I force a laugh. No, not divorce. But my throat tightens because I'm not sure. A few nights later, Erin comes home late and finds me in the kitchen. I'm not yelling. I'm not crying. I'm just sitting there with a glass of water like I'm trying to keep from drowning. Erin sighs. "I'm not doing this forever," she says, like she's offering comfort. "Then stop," I say. Erin shakes her head. "It's not that simple." I stare at her. "Do you love him?" She hesitates. Then she says something that should terrify me, but instead just makes me numb. "It's not about love," she whispers. "It's about feeling like I still have choices." Choices. As if our marriage is a cage and not a life we chose together. "You have choices," I say. "You just want the ones that don't cost you anything." Her face hardens. "I didn't ask for this." I almost laugh, because yes, she did. She just doesn't want to own it. 2 days later, she moves out. Not completely. Not yet. She takes a suitcase enough for a week. She tells the kid she's staying with Jen because Jen needs help. Ava looks skeptical. Mason looks angry but quiet. After Erin leaves, Mason corners me in the kitchen. "Dad," he says, voice low, "what's going on?" I look at my son, 16, tall, still holding on to childhood in the way his eyes soften when he talks about our dog. I want to protect him, but I also don't want him to think he's crazy for sensing something wrong. "Your mom and I are having problems," I say. Mason's jaw clenches. "Is she cheating?" The word is blunt, clean, no room to hide. I stare at the counter, then I nod once. Mason exhales like he's been holding his breath for weeks. "I knew it," he whispers, furious. Ava appears behind him, like she's been listening. "Of course," she says quietly. "That's why she's been acting weird." My daughter's eyes shine, but she doesn't cry. "Not yet." "What do we do?" Mason asks. I swallow. "We keep living," I say. "We keep the house normal. We don't let her choices destroy our days." Mason's eyes harden. "She's not coming back." I don't answer because I don't know if I want her to. That's the part that surprises me. I thought if Erin cheated, my whole body would scream, "Fight." Instead it whispers, "Why are you tired?" Because betrayal isn't just pain, it's exhaustion. Erin calls a week later. I answer because I'm still married and still trying to be a grown-up. "Hey," she says softly. "Hey," I reply. Silence. Then she says, "I need to come by tomorrow to get more clothes." "Okay," I say. She hesitates. "Can we talk?" I almost laugh. "We've been talking." She just hasn't been listening. "Sure," I say. When Erin comes the next day, she looks different. Not younger, not happier, more like someone who's been awake too long. She walks in and pauses like she expects the house to feel different. Mason doesn't come down. Ava stays in her room. Erin looks around the kitchen. "You changed the flowers," she says, like she's grasping for something normal. "They were dead," I say. Erin sets her bag down. "I didn't think it would feel like this." "Like what?" I ask. She swallows. "Like I'm outside." I nod. "That's what leaving does." Her eyes fill. "I never meant to hurt you." That sentence tightens my stomach. Because if you never mean to hurt someone, you don't do the thing you know will break them. "You meant to feel something," I say. And you didn't care what it did to us. Aaron flinches. I did care. Then why are you still seeing him? I ask. Her mouth opens, then closes, and I see it. The truth, because she wants me to feel crazy for expecting her to stop. Because she wants me to be the one who ends it so she can leave clean. That afternoon, after Aaron leaves with Hose, Ava comes downstairs. She sits at the table, arms crossed. Is Mom moving out? She asks. Maybe, I say. Ava's voice is flat. She's choosing some guy over us. My chest tightens. I don't know what she thinks she's choosing, I say. Ava nods like she already understands something adults pretend not to. Adults always think they can have a new life without breaking the old one, she says quietly. I stare at my 13-year-old daughter and feel my heart crack in a new way. Because she's right, and she shouldn't have to be. That night, Aaron texts me, "Can you meet me tomorrow? Public place. Just to talk." I agree because part of me still wants to believe there's a version of this where Aaron wakes up. We meet at a coffee shop downtown. Not the Ashford, a normal place, chairs too close together, people typing on laptops like everyone's life is stable. Erin sits across from me, hands wrapped around a paper cup. I don't want to be the bad guy, she says. I almost laugh. Then don't do bad guy things. Her eyes flash, then soften. Bob, you and I, we're good. You're a good man. You're a good father. But I feel like I'm disappearing. You're not disappearing, I say. You're choosing to vanish. Erin swallows. It's Grant, she says, and I hate hearing his name in her mouth like it's something precious. When I'm with him, it's like I remember who I was before. Everything. Before everything. Before kids, before bills, before grown-up life, before responsibility. Is he leaving his wife, I ask, because I know this type? I've edited enough stories to see patterns. Erin blinks. What? Does he have a wife? I ask again. Her face tightens. No, she says too fast. I stare at her. Are you sure? Erin clenches her jaw. He's separated, she says. There it is, the little shift. The first crack. Erin, I say calmly, you're uprooting our family for a man who can't even tell the truth about his own life. Her eyes fill. You're trying to make him sound like a villain. I'm trying to make you hear yourself, I say. Her breath shakes. I don't know what I'm doing. For a second I see the Erin I married, the one who used to look at me like we were a team. Then she looks up. And I hate that I'm hurting you, she says, but I can't go back. My chest goes cold. Okay, I say. Erin blinks. Okay. Okay, I repeat. If you can't go back, then we go forward without you. Her face crumples. I didn't think you'd give up. Give up, I say, sharper than I mean. You cheated. You moved out. You're still seeing him. I'm not giving up. I'm responding. Erin's eyes harden, defensive again. So you're going to punish me. I'm going to protect myself, I say. I stand up, leave my cup on the table, and walk out. In the parking lot, my hands shake not because I want to run back, but because I can't believe it's real. 2 weeks later, I file for divorce. The paperwork feels like signing my name on a funeral program. Mason is in the doorway when I come home from the lawyer's office. Did you do it? He asks. I nod. Mason's shoulders drop like he's relieved. Good, he says. Ava doesn't celebrate. She just looks tired. And that's how I know this is going to leave marks on them, no matter how hard I try to keep it clean. Erin doesn't take it well. She shows up one afternoon when the kids are at school. She storms into the kitchen like she still owns the air. You filed? She snaps. Yes, I say. After 20 years, she demands. I stare at her. After you left, I reply. Her mouth opens. Then she's angry at me for ending the thing she already destroyed. You're doing this to hurt me, she says. No, I answer. I'm doing this because I can't live in limbo while you decide who you want. Erin's eyes fill. Grant said you'd do this, she whispers. That sentence hits wrong, Grant said, I repeat. Erin freezes. I lean forward slightly. Why is Grant talking about what I'll do, I ask. Her throat works. He just knows people, she says quickly. That's a nothing answer. And I don't let it go because something in my gut is suddenly awake again. I've been focused on the affair, but the tone of her voice, like she's following someone else's script, makes me uneasy. Erin grabs her bag and leaves, slamming the door. That night I sit in my office, the small room where I edit stories, where I keep old newspaper clippings like trophies of other people's truths. And I realize something I hate. I don't actually know Grant. I know the version Erin brought home in her eyes. But I don't know who he is. And I've learned the hard way that not knowing is dangerous. So I do the thing I've done for years. I look. Grant Miller, that's all I have. I'm not hacking anyone. I'm not breaking laws. I'm just searching like a normal person would. It doesn't take long because people leave footprints. I find a gym profile, a car dealership top salesman post, a couple of pictures. And then I find something else, a wedding registry. A name next to his, not Erin, a woman named Kelsey, had a date 3 years ago. My stomach drops. Erin told me he was separated. Maybe he is. But separated is what people say when they want to keep two lives open. I sit there staring at the screen and my mind does that quiet math again. If Grant lied to Erin, then Erin is risking everything for a lie. And if Erin is risking everything for a lie, why? Because Erin is not stupid. Erin is not naive. Erin doesn't jump off cliffs unless someone convinces her there's water. That's when a different thought slides in. What if this isn't just about Grant? What if the betrayal is bigger than the kissing? The next day I go to work and pretend I'm normal, but my brain is chewing. That afternoon, my coworker Lila drops a folder on my desk. "Hey," she says, "City Hall stuff. We got another anonymous email about the new development permits." Normally this would be my life, my focus, the steady work of small-town journalism. But I barely hear her because the anonymous email subject line flashes, "Follow the money." My stomach tightens. I click it. It's about a local construction company, allegations, bribes, backroom deals, the kind of story my paper tries to handle carefully because we don't want to get sued into the ground. There's a name mentioned as a liaison. Grant Miller. I stare at the screen. No, that can't be the same guy. It's a common name. Except it isn't. Because the email includes a phone number and I recognize it, not from Grant, from Erin. Because Erin has been leaving her phone face up lately like she's careless or bold, and I've seen that number flash once when she was out for a walk. My heart starts pounding. I sit there in the newsroom feeling like the air just changed density. Grant isn't just some macho guy Erin met. Grant is connected to something else, something real, something with consequences. And then the twist hits me in the worst way. Maybe Erin didn't randomly meet him. Maybe he found her. I leave work early again, but not to follow Erin this time. To follow the truth. I call the number from the anonymous email using a masked calling service. Not illegal, just smart, a man answers. "Yeah," he says, impatient. It's not Grant's voice. It's older. Rougher. "Is this Grant's number?" I ask, keeping my tone neutral. Silence. Then, "Who is this?" I don't answer. I hang up. My hands are shaking because now I'm seeing a different shape of the story. Erin's affair is real. I saw it. But the way she's acting like she's following someone's script, it isn't just lust. It's pressure. It's influence. It's something darker than midlife crisis. That night, Erin comes by the house because the kids are home and she wants to see them. Mason barely speaks to her. Ava is polite but cold. Erin tries to act like the normal mom, asking about school, laughing too loudly. After she leaves, Mason looks at me. "Dad," he says quietly, "why does Mom look like she's scared?" I stare at him. "What do you mean?" Mason shrugs, like she's trying too hard, like she's not in control. My son sees it too. I rub my face because the betrayal is terrible, but a new worry crawls in. What if Erin isn't just cheating? What if she's trapped in something she doesn't understand? And then I realize the step I'm about to take will change everything. Because it's not just husband catches wife, it's husband decides whether to burn her down or pull her out, and I don't know which one she deserves. The next morning, I do something I never expected to do. I call Erin. She answers cautious. Bob? I want to meet, I say. Just you and me. No fighting, no kids, just a conversation. Erin laughs bitterly. Now you want to talk? Yes, I say, because something feels off. Silence. Then she says quietly, okay. We meet at a diner outside town, neutral territory. Erin sits across from me, fingers tight around her coffee mug. She looks tired, older than 38. And that breaks something in me because even after everything, she's still the mother of my children. Still the girl I fell in love with when we were 17. Tell me the truth, I say. Erin's eyes flicker. I have been. I shake my head. No, the whole truth. Her mouth tightens. I lean in. Grant isn't separated, I say. He's married. Erin flinches like she got hit. Her eyes widen, then narrow. You don't know that, she whispers. I do, I say. I looked. Her hands start to tremble. He told me. I know, I say softer. He told you what you needed to hear. Erin stares at the table. Then she whispers, it wasn't supposed to be like this. That sentence hits different than everything before. Not, I'm sorry, not, I love him, just, it wasn't supposed to be like this. Erin, I say quietly, what is going on? Her eyes fill. She swallows hard. And then the real confession comes out, not the affair, the other thing. The first time I met him, she whispers, it wasn't random. My stomach drops. What do you mean? He came into the store, she says, the home goods store by the freeway. He asked where something was. We talked. He was charming. He made me laugh. I stare at her, and then... Her eyes dart up, then down. Then he said he knew you. My chest goes cold. Knew me? Erin nods, terrified. He said he reads the paper. He said he knows you're the editor. He said he likes what you do. My mouth is dry. And? He asked about you, she whispers. About your work. About who you investigate. About that development story. I just sit there because now the whole thing is rearranging itself. Erin, I say slowly, did he start this with you to get to me? Erin starts crying. Real crying. I didn't know, she whispers. I swear I didn't know. My stomach twists. Why didn't you tell me? Because then he started. Coming back, she says, and he was intense, and he said he just wanted to talk at first. And then he said he wanted me. I stare at her, and you said yes. She flinches. Yes. Silence. My mind is racing, so the affair is real, but the beginning wasn't romance. It was access. Erin got pulled in, and then it became something else. Excitement, escape, a feeling, and also leverage. Because if Grant has her in his pocket, he can control more than her. He can control me, the paper, the story, my life. I sit back and look at Erin. You're in danger, I say quietly. Erin's eyes widen. No. He's not violent. That's not the only kind of danger, I reply. Her breathing is shaky. What do I do? That question lands like a brick, because it's the first time in months she's sounded like she needs me. Not as a husband, as a lifeline. My impulsive side wants to say, you made your bed, but the father in me knows something else. If Erin is tangled in something bigger, my kids are too. So I do the step that changes everything. I stop thinking like the betrayed husband, and I start thinking like the editor who knows how to build a case. Tell me everything, I say. Every time you saw him, every place, every detail. Erin looks panicked. Why? Because if he used you to get to me, then he's playing a game, I say. And the only way you win is with facts. Erin swallows. Then she nods, and she starts talking. She tells me about the first meetings, the coffee shops, the hotel, the way he asked questions about my work like it was casual. She tells me how he'd laugh and say, "You don't want your husband to get hurt, right?" Like it was a joke. But it wasn't. She tells me that 2 weeks ago he asked her to go into my office at home and see what I was working on. My blood goes cold. "You did?" Her face crumples. "No," she whispers. "I didn't. I swear I couldn't." That's the first relief I've felt in months, because somewhere deep down Aaron still had a line. The line wasn't enough to stop the affair, just enough to stop the theft. I breathe through my nose. "Aaron, you need to get away from him." She nods fast. "I tried," she whispers. "I tried last week. He showed up at Ava's practice. He stood by the fence like he belonged there." My stomach flips. "You didn't tell me." "Because I was ashamed," she whispers, "and because I thought if I handled it you wouldn't hate me." I stare at her. It's a mess of reasons, but the truth is simple. She didn't tell me because she didn't want to lose the excitement. And now she's scared because the excitement has teeth. I leave the diner with Aaron's words buzzing in my skull. I don't know what happens to our marriage. I honestly don't. But I know one thing. Grant doesn't get to use my family as a tool. Not my wife. Not my kids. Not my life. That night, I don't confront Grant. I don't call him. I do something calmer, more dangerous. I go to the office after hours and print a packet. Every anonymous email, every mention, every number. I ask Lila to run a public record search on the company names mentioned in the development story. She thinks I'm just being thorough. I'm not. I'm building paper armor. Then I do the hardest thing. I tell my kids a modified truth, not about the affair, not yet. Just about safety. At dinner I say, if anyone you don't know comes around your practice or school, you tell me immediately. Mason looks up, suspicious. Ava frowns. "Why?" "Just because," I say. "It's important." Mason's eyes narrow. "Is this about Mom?" I swallow. "It's about all of us." 2 days later, Erin calls me late at night. Her voice is shaking. "He knows," she whispers. "Knows what?" "That I told you something," she says. "He called. He said, 'Tell Bob to back off.'" My stomach flips. How would he know? "I don't know," she whispers, "but he knows." I stare at the wall. Then something clicks because I'm an editor and I know how information moves. And I know who knows what I'm working on. Tyler. My best friend. The guy who's been at every barbecue. The guy who texts me memes. The guy who always asks about what stories are coming up before they publish, like he's just curious. Tyler works in construction supply. Tyler has contacts. Tyler also has a habit of needing to be important. My stomach drops into a cold certainty. The betrayal isn't just Aaron. It's closer. It's inside. That's the twist. Aaron cheated, yes. But Aaron didn't open the door alone. Someone in my circle handed Grant the key. That night, I checked something I never thought I'd check. Not Aaron's phone, Tyler's footprint. I scroll through my own messages, the times Tyler asked questions. The casual, "What are you working on?" The "Any big stories coming?" I scroll back until I see it. A message from Tyler 3 months ago. "You still looking into that Westbridge development thing?" Just curious. 3 months. The same timeline as Aaron and Grant. My mouth goes dry. I call Tyler the next day and invite him over. Casual. BBQ planning. He shows up smiling, beer in hand. "Man," he says, clapping my shoulder, "you look tired." "Yeah," I say, "a lot going on." Tyler laughs. "Tell me about it." We sit on the patio. I watch him the way I watch sources who pretend they're not sweating. "Hey," I say, keeping my tone light, "you ever heard of a guy named Grant Miller?" Tyler's smile flickers just a tiny lag. Then he laughs. "Grant Miller? Sounds like a dentist." "Yeah," I say, "he's not." Tyler takes a sip of beer. "Why?" I lean back. Because I saw him, I say, and I hold Tyler's eyes. With Aaron. The air changes. Tyler's laugh dies. He stares at me. Come on, he says, forced. You serious? I don't blink. Tyler's throat works. Bob, that's crazy. Is it? I ask. He shakes his head like he's trying to shake off a thought. I don't know what you're talking about. But his hands are tight around the bottle now. I stand up. Tyler, did you introduce him to her? Tyler's face goes pale, and in that moment the whole story locks into place. He swallows hard. Bob. I nod slowly. Yeah. Bob. Tyler looks down at his beer like it suddenly weighs 50 pounds. He asked, Tyler whispers, he asked about you, about the paper, about the story. And you told him, I say. Tyler's voice cracks. I didn't think. You didn't think, I repeat, sharp. He looks up, eyes pleading. He said he just wanted to talk. He said you were making trouble, that you were going to tank jobs. He said you needed to be distracted. Distracted. My mouth goes dry. So you. What? I ask. You pointed him toward my wife? Tyler's eyes fill with panic. I didn't mean for it to. I laugh once, bitter. You didn't mean for my wife to cheat? You didn't mean for my kids to have a mother who's gone half the week? Tyler's face crumples. He's not like that, he whispers. He's connected. He's got people. My chest goes cold. And you thought helping him was safer than telling me? Tyler's voice drops. I owed someone. There it is, the double life, the hidden debt, the secret, not mine, his. I stare at him, and I realize something with sick clarity. Aaron's affair was a choice, but it was also a trap built by men who think families are pieces on a board. And Tyler, my friend, handed them my family because he was scared. Tyler whispers, Bob, I'm sorry. I do the thing my impulsive side wants to do. Not punch him, not scream, something worse, something permanent. I walk inside, grab my phone, and call the one person who matters in this situation now, not Aaron, not Tyler, my lawyer. Because I'm done living in a world where other people get to improvise with my life. In the weeks that follow, everything changes fast. I file for divorce, and this time it's not just because Aaron cheated. It's because I can't be married to someone who can be used as a lever against our family and still choose the lever. Aaron tries to end it with Grant. Grant doesn't go quietly, but now I have something he hates, exposure. And I'm an editor. I don't threaten. I document. I hand the packet to the right people, a bigger paper, state investigators, anyone who can move without needing my name on the front page. Grant starts to vanish the way men like him do when consequences show up. Tyler disappears too. Stops coming around, stops answering texts. Good, because friendship doesn't survive selling someone's family for distraction. Mason refuses to see Aaron for a while. Ava cries at night and pretends she's not. Aaron becomes smaller, not in a poor Aaron way, in a consequences are heavy way. One evening, months later, Aaron shows up at the house. No makeup, hair messy, eyes exhausted. Grant is gone. Tyler is gone. The excitement burned out. All that's left is the real cost. Bob, she whispers on the porch, I messed up. I nod. Yes. She flinches like agreement hurts more than anger. I didn't know, she says quickly. About Tyler. About. I believe you, I say, and I do, but you still chose it. Aaron's eyes fill. I want to come home. Behind me, Mason appears in the hallway, hearing everything. Ava is on the stairs, silent, watching. Aaron's gaze flicks to them, desperate. Please, I'm their mom. Mason's voice is low and steady. You were. Aaron looks like he slapped her. Ava's eyes shine, but she doesn't move. I look at Aaron and feel something quiet settle in me. Not hatred, not revenge, finality. I'm not punishing you, I say softly. I'm protecting what's left. Aaron starts sobbing. I didn't think it would go this far. I nod. That's the problem. You didn't think past the feeling. Erin looks at me like she's searching for the old version of me, the guy who would fix it, the guy who would take her back because 20 years is heavy. But 20 years isn't heavy when you carry it together. When one person drops it, the other person's back breaks. I can't do this again, I say. Erin's shoulders shake. Can I at least? She starts, looking at the kids. Mason shakes his head once. Ava bites her lip. Not yet. Erin understands somehow. She nods, wipes her face with her sleeve, turns and walks back to her car alone. No one runs after her. The door closes. The lock clicks. The sound isn't dramatic. It's just solid. Later that night, Mason sits with me on the couch. He's 16, but he looks older now in the way betrayal ages kids quietly. Dad, he says, are we going to be okay? I stare at the dark window. I think about Erin, about Grant, about Tyler. About how my life got used like a pawn, and how close I came to doing something impulsive that would have made me the villain in someone else's story. I look at my son. Yeah, I say, not because it won't hurt. It will. Mason nods. But, I add, and my voice is steady now, we're not living in a lie anymore. Ava comes in and sits on the other side of me, silent, leaning her head against my shoulder like she did when she was little. And in that moment, I understand the real twist. The betrayal wasn't only my wife cheating. It was realizing how many people can touch your life without your permission if you don't set boundaries. Erin chose excitement, Grant chose control, Tyler chose cowardice. And I chose something else. I chose the truth, even when it cost me the version of my life I wanted. That's what changed everything, not the affair, not the hotel key fob, not the kiss at the entrance. The moment I stopped trying to save a marriage by pretending nothing was wrong, and started saving my kids by refusing to let anyone write our story for us.